Yeah, so I think Graham and I from Natural Resources Canada will just kick off, give a few introductions, and our MC, Allan Jamieson from UK Ordnance Survey will be partaking and emceeing the session today for Standards in Action. So Graham, maybe you can talk a bit more about NRCan and offshore.
Yeah, absolutely. So Natural Resources Canada is considered our head mapping agency for the federal government of Canada, but we work very closely with many other organizations and departments and agencies within Canada as a whole as well. Provinces, territories, municipalities as well too. And so under the program that I work within, the GeoConnections program, it's within the Canadian Centre for Mapping and Earth Observation. So we spearhead a lot of work in regards to standards development and interoperability and adoption as well too. So I would like to thank everyone today for attending the seminar. The Standards in Action is all about really capturing the utility and the functionality of how standards are used. So it's not just about the standards development in these organizations, but it's more about looking at how we are using standards and what value they provide to the community in terms of usability, reducing duplication, and really capturing the value of geospatial information. So I won't go bore you with any more details, but I'll hand the mic over to Allan Jamieson, who is the communications leader with TC211, and he'll be emceeing the rest of the ceremony as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Graham. Yeah, you've heard me this morning. I probably don't need to introduce myself, but I'd like to thank everybody for the nice warm welcome that TC211 had here in Canada. It's been a fantastic week so far, and you'll not be surprised that this is always my favorite day of the week, because we get to hear about where all that hard work that goes into putting standards together, where they're actually being used for positive benefit. So as you know, I work for Ordnance Survey in the UK, major mapping agency for the whole of Great Britain. And one of the things that we do is maintain our national map. We're mandated by government to do so. So although it's a much smaller area than Canada, it's probably no secret, but we make about 20,000 changes to our data set every single day. And with the demand for our data within government and commercial clients, some of our clients are taking daily updates from our data. So you can see from that it is quite an enterprise. So we do need to be organized in terms of standardization. And that's why we're users of both TC211 and OGC standards. And essentially that's where I come in to manage that work. So as I mentioned earlier on, I've been active in standards development for about 5 years, and I'm always amazed by the levels of expertise, time that are given over by a lot of people. Some of it voluntary to put these standards together. And then when you think about that, a lot of that work actually remains hidden, that people don't see. So an example could be metadata, for example. You could write a tool to manage metadata based on a standard. That tool could be sold many times. It could be used by tens of thousands of people. And yet, the standard that sits behind it, the amount of effort and time that's put into putting that standard together, remains hidden. Right? Our names don't come up in the software. So that's what I mean by the care that a lot of people make. So that's where standards in action comes in, is to highlight some of this work that uses these standards, not just metadata, it's standards all over. So today, in this first session, We've got three speakers. We've got later on, we've got a marine speaker in Serge Vesk. He's going to talk about marine data standardization. We've got Richard Estefan here from the OGC to tell us more about their programme. But first, we've got Paul Churcher and John Hale. They're from the Department of National Defence here in Canada. And they've got titled up there, Advancing Digitalisation of the Department of National Defence. The gather is about BIM and geospatial. So please, gents, if you can get us started. Thank you.
Thank you.